This week, I'm finally back at the cabin after traveling the past couple of weeks, and let's just say things were not exactly okay when I got back.
It's always something when you're in the house, isn't it?
Join me as I figure out how to problem solve a potential crisis, continue to prepare my cabin for winter, and take time to enjoy the little things along the way. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We have so much to catch up on, so let's get right into it. First of all, it is 100% fall at the cabin. I just got back a couple days ago and it looks completely different here. So many of the leaves have fallen. We got different colors, and right through here, you can't really tell on camera, but that's the lake. So I'm starting to be able to see the lake from my cabin, which is so cool. Once all the rest of the leaves fall off, I will literally feel like I'm living on the lake at my cabin. So that is super exciting. Okay, I have some good news and I have some bad news. So let's start out with the good news. I am so happy to be back at my cabin. I have one more trip planned, but after that, I'm gonna be at the cabin for the rest of the year and then into next year, this winter season. So I'm really excited about that. And of course I have some big plans and things that I want to get done, and just excited to spend my first winter here. Normally I am dreading cold weather, but for some reason this year, I'm kind of looking forward to it now that I've got my cabin. First, good news. The roofing guys came while I was gone. Let me show you what they did. If you're new here, I screened in my front porch this summer after I bought my cabin. This was all open at one point. As you can see, put it before, so all of this was open. They were boxes. What they did is they put that 1x8 and then they enclosed the bottom with some soffits. I think it looks really, really nice. They put some flashing up on the top of that so that the water will run off. I think it looks really, really good. So that's the front view, and this is what the sides look like. So now that means that my porch is completely screened in. Before, the bugs could still come in from the top from those boxes, but now I have a fully screened in porch. And since it's like 70 something degrees today, I just have my door open, which is amazing. And just leave my door open and not have to worry about bugs. But let me show you guys from the inside. So what they did is cut the side piece out for these ceiling rafter joints, boards, whatever you call them. I have some tiny gaps there that I'm gonna need to figure out how to close. And then also on this side, I got to figure out what I'm gonna do there. So I guess it's not completely done, but I mean the hard part's done. And then these are also open, but I have these foam pieces that fit in. I just put one up earlier. I just got to finish that project, but all those holes will be closed, and then my screened in porch will be 100% done. But I am calling it pretty much all the way done. Just a couple minor details to figure out. No bugs are really getting in here anymore, so I am happy. I'm so excited about that. Those guys showed up, I think when I was in Kentucky on the van trip. I have been traveling, so let's talk about that. This is also partially some of the bad news. So I got back from Hawaii last week, and while I was in Hawaii, I suffered a minor concussion, which I still have right now. You'll see how that happened in the next episode. The Hawaii episode will be next week, but I was so excited to share cabin updates, I decided to put this video out before that one. I had a red-eye flight back to the mainland, and that was the day after I got the concussion. So on top of the mild concussion, I also had really bad jet lag, and it put me out for an entire week. I have hardly got out of bed. It's been awful and it's been torturous because I'm not the type of person that likes to just lay around in bed for long periods of time. I have had another minor concussion in my life back when I played college basketball, and this is my second one, so I'm trying to be really careful because I know head injuries are nothing to mess around with, and I don't want to end up setting myself further back than I need because I'm pushing myself. So I'm gonna try to keep it easy and light this week, even though I have so many things I want to do. So I am on the mend and things are looking up. The next good news is while I was in Hawaii, I called a crawl space company here in Arkansas. I've been doing a lot of research on what I want to do because I still need to seal in the bottom of my cabin, insulate the bottom of my floor, and skirt my cabin. But first of all, I knew I never wanted to mess with the spray foam by myself. And spray foam is the avenue that I want to go for underneath the floor. They also have an option to do they call it a clean crawl space. And that's when they put that heavy duty plastic down. They also have these plastic pieces that help divert water. And so I am going to be having a contractor come out. I've got them on the books in a few weeks. I am running out of time. We've already had one freeze so far. I was kind of in a holdup because I wasn't sure what material that I wanted to use for the skirting of my cabin. I finally narrowed it down. I found what I was looking for. Still waiting on one set of samples to come in the mail. I'm gonna show you guys 2 options that already came in the mail. Let me go grab those samples and show you guys what I'm talking about. So these are fake rock. It's like this hard, rigid foam type stuff. They look pretty realistic. I think they look really nice. These are 2 from a company called, ooh, there's a freaking chigger on that. Barren Designs. This is the blended quarry and this is the river rock. You can't really tell it would set under the house. They gave such small pieces, you can't really tell what this looks like, but this also has some brown rocks in it from what I saw on the website that will kind of match my siding. So that's option 1. And then this is the other option. I don't really like it as much. I think that looks more real. But those are 2 siding options that I have so far for the cabin. And like I said, I have some other ones coming in the mail later this week, so hopefully I can show you guys those and we can all take a look on what we like the best. Okay, so some more good news is that I finally got a new mattress for my bed, and I'm happy to report that it has been incredible. And I got a lot of questions in the last episode what kind I went with, so I present to you my new Brooklyn Bedding mattress. We have to talk about my new mattress from Brooklyn Bedding. When my grandma gave me this bed frame, I also inherited that right there. That's a 50-year-old mattress. And that's what I was sleeping on for the first 3 months of living in my cabin. I realized I wasn't sleeping. And it was terrible. And that's when Brooklyn Bedding reached out and saved the day. I don't feel like I'm exaggerating when I say that this mattress changed my life. I've had the mattress for a little over 2 weeks and I've been sleeping excellent. One of the reasons why I went so long without a new mattress was because of my weird bed size, but luckily Brooklyn Bedding had a ton of different options. I got the Dream Foam mattress. It is the short full and it fit my 3/4 size bed frame perfectly. I got the medium firm option. It's not too soft, it's not too firm. And the best part is that Brooklyn Bedding mattresses are designed and assembled and shipped directly from their factory in Arizona, which means they're able to use premium materials at a reasonable price, with all their mattresses being designed by master craftsmen who've been building quality mattresses for over 25 years. And with your Brooklyn Bedding mattress, you get a 120-night sleep trial along with a limited lifetime warranty so you can rest easy. If you guys want to check out Brooklyn Bedding for yourself, you can use my code and the link in my description. Thank you again, Brooklyn Bedding, for sponsoring today's video. When I first got back to the cabin, I tried to turn my water on and realized that my water was not working at all. It was just off completely. So I walked out to my well pump and I noticed that the cap was off the well pump switch. it had corroded. I'll say that I definitely did not take that lid off the well pump switch because I wouldn't have even known to do that. Just saying. I'm not pointing any fingers. I am just saying. I just got back to the cabin and my water's not working. Turn on the faucet, nothing's coming out. And this is actually terrible news because I have so much I need to get done at the cabin this week. And I've only been gone for a week and it barely froze. I mean, it did freeze, but not enough to bust a pipe. This is a potential crisis. My dad's out of town. So I've since calmed down after freaking out for a second. First was like, who am I gonna call to fix this? And I was like, you're not calling anybody, you're gonna fix it yourself. Dad has instructed me to go out and spray WD-40 on the water pump switch. So let's go do that, see what we can figure out. First things first, we're gonna turn off the water pump. Okay. Second, we're going to get some WD-40 and slather it all on the corrosion to see if I can at least get it to work temporarily before I go and replace the entire switch. Okay. So, I'm gonna spray it all right there. Because what needs to work is this. Needs to move that plate. And I'm gonna get a screwdriver and try to get some of that cleaned out. Okay. Well, this always freaks me out, even though it's off. Okay, I just cleaned it out a little bit. A little bit more WD-40. Things are moving again, so that's good. Because you have to have this plate moving and this going like, you know, up and down where that spring is. So we're moving pretty good there. I'm gonna turn my water pump back on and see if that helps. I mean, this thing is so corroded and in bad shape that I'm probably just gonna have to go to Lowe's and buy another $20 one and then figure out how to set it up. When it's on, it should be 20 psi, and we are at not 20 psi. We will figure it out. All right, let's go turn it back on, see what happens. Okay, I think I heard the water turn on. I hear it going in. You guys hear that? My toilet is filling. Oh my goodness. I'm not turning on the sink because that's leaking. That's a whole nother story. We'll get to that later. But let's check this sink. See if we have running water. Oh, we do! Oh my gosh. I can't believe I fixed that. Yes! That's so awesome. Okay, cool. Well, that's perfect because now I can stay at my cabin and at least like go to Lowe's, make a list, because that's definitely going to be replaced. But oh my gosh, yay. I fixed it and I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. A crisis averted, if I've ever seen a crisis averted. On top of my water not working and then getting that fixed, I remembered that before I left, I noticed that my sink was leaking underneath my cabinets. Also got down on my hands and knees and tried to fix that problem too. Okay, so this has been leaking, as you can see there. I think it's leaking there. I thought this piece right here was loose, but it looks like the source is this. Oh, yeah, it looks like the source is this. Oh, that moves too. Okay, I need to. Obviously this needs to be tightened. Ready to let me loosey. Okay, let's see. It's always something when you're in the house, isn't it? Well, I kind of see something happening there. Oh, ow, that's long. It's as tight as my little hands can make it. All right, well, I'm gonna keep my little bowl under here. This right here was loose, so I tightened that, I tightened this, and that pretty much stopped the leaky. That's everything I came back to as far as the cabin goes. And like I said, I am still trying to take it easy, but I really feel like having a little bonfire tonight in my fire pit that I built a couple episodes ago. The one thing I need to do still with that fire pit is dig it out a little bit. So I think I'm gonna do that now. I feel like that won't be too strenuous. Once it gets a little darker, I'll build a campfire and sit out and just chill and be glad that I am finally back at my cabin. One thing is for certain, I have plenty of firewood around here that needs to get burned. I need to take a break. I am unfortunately tired and my head hurts. I'm gonna go in and sit down. This is just what I've been having to do with having the head injuries. When I start feeling like this, I just have to sit down and rest. You can't really tell anymore, but I had a big bruise right here because it hit me here. This cut is also from that. There's a bruise there and lots of bruising, very painful. I think the resident deer are pissed at me. I hear them huffing and puffing over in the forest because this is normally the time that they come and eat up my yard. While I've been traveling, I've been really enjoying every night a notification that says pet detected. And so I get on and there'll be like 10 deer just in my field grazing. But this is nice. Got a good little fire going. One thing I'm loving now that the leaves are off the trees is I can see the sky. I didn't get to see the sky at night all summer because there were so many leaves and I have so many trees in my yard. But yeah, you can see so many stars out here because there's no light pollution at all. I'm gonna sit out here and enjoy this fire a little bit. This weekend, my mom and grandma came over for a day at the cabin, but first we stopped at a local apple orchard to pick up some apple cider. I heard about this place from my friends Kelly and Cody, who, if you're not subscribed to their channel yet, you totally should. This morning we are in Dover, Arkansas at Drury Farms to pick up some apple cider. I'm not sure where to pick it up because the sign says it's closed. We don't have very many apple orchards in Arkansas. We do have a few, and I found this one place. It's the only place I've ever found that has an apple cider press. They press their apple cider fresh that day and you place your order throughout the week. Turns out the orchard was closed and I was supposed to pick up the cider next week. We'll just blame this one on the head injury. But one of the owners was so kind to give me a mini tour of the orchard anyway.
Here.
I'll eat it.
Oh no, some of ours that are like this, toss them in there.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing better than an apple off the tree. Is it Fuji? It's so good. Thank you. This farm was one of the only farms in Arkansas that had the original rootstock of the Arkansas black apple, which is a specialty heirloom apple unique to Arkansas.
The coating there, it's a natural coating.
Oh yeah.
And that keeps it preserved. And then see how shiny it gets?
Oh wow.
So some of the original ones that we had on the original rootstock were huge, like that big.
These apples can keep for almost an entire year in a root cellar and they're absolutely delicious. Okay guys, I made a mistake. I'm supposed to be picking up the apple cider next week. Would you please? I'm trying to make a video. We walked around. I got a couple apples. I got to eat one off the tree. It was so good. But now we are gonna head to the cabin and then probably go grab some lunch and just chill for the rest of the day. This was also the same day as the water crisis occurred. So after I got all that figured out, I took my mom and grandma out to lunch and we sat on my fully screened in porch on a beautiful 70-degree fall day, laughed and hung out for the afternoon at my cabin.
I remember you and your dad came down once, and you must have been 2. It was really cold, and Grandpa Evelyn had to take the tractor. He needed help fixing a fence for the cattle. It was really cold, and I put you in that snowsuit, bundled you all up, and I put a big scarf around your face and your hood, trying to keep you warm. When you got back, you came in with the biggest eyes. Grandma, you know what we did? You rode the tractor. And that was the first time I saw Rich in you. There is little Rich.
Anytime I get these little burrs on there, I just leave them because Toby likes to pull them off for me. Good boy. Happy Sunday, everybody. I was going to do some work on my computer and realized that I left my charger in Conway. So I had also been wanting to go on a hike. So I guess that means I should go on a hike. I'm gonna just walk the trails around my property. The really cool thing about buying a cabin and spending my first year here is experiencing all of the different seasons. This looks like a completely different place from when I bought the property in May. I'm so excited just to experience every season here. Fall has been stunningly beautiful. The other thing I'm really excited about is the first snow. It is gonna be so cool to be snowed in my cabin. Hopefully by then I'll have my wood stove burning. I just look out at all the white. And then my neighbor has some hills at her house, so I'm gonna bring my snowboard up so that we can go snowboarding. Anyway, that's a long ways off. Well, at least hopefully, because I got a lot of things I need to do before then. It's another 80-degree day in Arkansas, and I know that these are numbers, so I'm glad that I'm spending some time today to get out in the sunshine and the warmth before it is no longer this year. Let's go check out the pier and see what the lake looks like. Wow, looks like all the lily pads are dying and all the grasses and cattails out there. Sooner or later I want to paddle out and camp on one of these islands, so let me know if you guys think that would be a cool video. The water is also appearing a lot more clear. In the summer it was super murky, but you can even see the rocks down there now. Hello everyone. I got out to the dock and hung out for a little while. Took a little nap on my recliner, and now it's time to make a little treat. While I was in Hawaii, my dad and grandma drove up to Missouri and picked some apples straight off the tree. They're so kind to give me a bag, so today I'm gonna be making applesauce with my apples. I had to run out to the store earlier and get me an apple peeler because I didn't have one. So the first thing we need to do is get all of the apples peeled. Applesauce is super easy to make. You just peel the apples and dice them up and throw them in a pot and let them simmer on low for a couple hours. The best applesauce you'll ever have. So let's get started. I'm excited because I'm gonna wear my apron that I got whenever I went up to that campground in the Ozarks. It's so cute. All right, time to make applesauce. I got all the apples peeled, and so now I gotta chop them up into little pieces then put them in the pot. Here's my big beautiful pot. Hey Mom, how small do you normally chop the apples for the applesauce?
They're kind of small, so they're gonna break down.
Okay.
I think if I remember right, Grandma said when you put them in the pot, you just put a little bit of water.
I got all my apples chopped up, and now I need to add just a little bit of water to fill the bottom, and then put the lid on them. Turn my stove to low medium, and then we just wait and we let the apples cook. And we'll check them here in a little bit and have some fresh applesauce. Ooh, it's my favorite when it's still hot off the stove. We're gonna do a timer for 45 minutes and then we'll check them. The timer just buzzed for apples. I upped the time to an hour. Oh, that was hot. Oh yeah, they're starting to break down into applesauce. It smells so good. Back from the gym, and all I can think about is applesauce. Let's pour ourselves a bowl and try it. It smells so good. So warm. Put a little bit of cinnamon on it. All right, taste test. That is so good. Oh my gosh. Warms your soul. It is a cozy, rainy day at the cabin. I'm making some chicken broth on my stove. My cabin smells amazing. And I guess I'm just gonna take it easy today because the things I wanna do need to do outside. But it's raining, which I guess is okay because I'm supposed to be resting anyway. But I think that's gonna do it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for coming along. Every week at the cabin feels like a blessing, no matter how big or small the week is. I try not to base my success on how much work I get done. It's just, that's life, and you take what it gives you. This week it gave me a concussion. I'm gonna come out on the other end of this. Sometimes things don't always get done on the ideal timeline, but Lord willing, they will get done. If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I will see you next week. Bye.